Humans of the cardboard, welcome back to Just Nuts, guys. Today we have some pretty cool reveal here. This is actually the V-Jump promo that we had artwork revealed for just a couple of weeks ago, like 2 weeks ago or something. It has the Dark Magician in the artwork. It also has the old Monster Reborn artwork, or the alternate artwork in it, which is very cool. It is a new version of Monster Reborn. We kind of could have guessed based on the art, but it's a cool card. It's actually interesting. Normally the V-Jump promos have been pretty consistent misses basically since maybe what is her name, Diviner of the Herald. Basically every V-Jump promo since then has been like more of a miss than anything, but I think this card's actually pretty generically interesting. So let's take a look. This card is Spell Card Monster Reborn. This is not saying that this is just a spell card, by the way. I believe that this card has to have a different name than Monster Reborn, so I think it's like this whole thing all together. Spell Card Monster Reborn, which is actually pretty interesting. I don't know if we've ever seen a card name formatted like that. Okay, here's what we got. This is a quick play spell card. That's how it's mainly different than regular Monster Reborn. You can only activate it once per turn, so it is hard once per turn, unlike Reborn. And it reads like this. Target one monster in either graveyard. Special summon it to your field. Pretty basic. But it cannot attack or activate its effects this turn. Okay, so this brings us to our question of like, how does this card match up to regular Monster Reborn? Is it worth it? Is it good enough? This card, I would say the positive of this card is that it's a quick play. So it has like extra utility and timing over something like Monster Reborn, because this card can also kind of function as like graveyard interruption, where Monster Reborn never could, right? You could literally hold this or set it, and if your opponent is playing a strategy where they would want to reborn a monster in grave with something, or they target something in grave with like a bestial, and you're able to quick effect chain this, then you can that's actually like pretty punishing. You're getting a body while your opponent is losing an activation, fizzling on something and not getting a body themselves, which is all pretty worth it for the most part. Obviously there's other utility depending on your deck. If your deck maybe plays Link 1s or just likes to Link Climb, being able to get monsters back is pretty nice as well there. But yeah, the main benefit is definitely the quick play aspect of this, because it adds an extra layer of how you're able to use this card in multiple ways. The downsides though are the two obvious ones, right? Hard ones per turn. So seeing multiple of this, I mean the quick play helps actually mitigate this, but hard ones per turn. It is a quick play, so you could even like use one on your turn as an extender. Excuse me. And you could set the second one and use that as either a disruption or a follow-up card on the opponent's turn. So like that's pretty decent. That's not the biggest deal. It's a very small one. But the bigger deal is this. The monster you summon cannot activate its effects or attack the turn you summon it, which takes away the biggest benefit that this card could have gotten, right? Like the body is nice, but the other half of this card would have been like getting a body that's useful. Now there's still can be buys that are useful. I believe this is only going to negate the monster basically on field. So if you reborn something that like when it leaves the field is going to have an effect that pops off, there's definitely value in that as well. I think about, just as a weak example, but it's there, like something like Prank Kids, right? A name that hasn't been triggered this turn, being able to reborn it and get its, link it off, synchro it off, or not synchro, fuse it off and be able to use its effects to search. Another Prank Kid is pretty nice, but it'd be a deck like that can use specific materials in that way. Aside from that, there's also the utility of being able to reborn like some sort of interruptive piece. Barone, Fenrir, SP Little Knight. And by reborning it, you pass turn and then its effects become live to activate again, because it's only until the end of the turn. So there's utility in that as well. Cool card. You're going to have to weigh those two things. If the quick play adds enough utility to the card versus negating the monster you summon, basically, you're going to have to weigh those. But I do think this is a pretty interesting card. It's not going to be searchable, but I do think there could be some strategies where this card is just flexible and good, and it just comes up enough. And being able to play it at 3 is a huge bonus over regular Reborn. Anyway, so we'll see. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts down below. Where do you land on this card with the cost benefit analysis there. Like, how do you compare this card to Monster Reborn? Do you think this card actually has legs to actually see play in some competitive strategies? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. I'm definitely going to pick up 3 when it finally comes to the TCG, because it seems like a card that, like, with the right deck, where, like, it can benefit from this card the most anyway. I actually think this card in the right deck could actually be really, really cool. So I'm going to pick it up. But let me know your guys' thoughts overall down below. Keep in mind, this week is like a huge week for reveals. I just kind of made a video yesterday talking about it. Expecting basically full reveals for Maze of Millennia. I'm expecting that box to get opened and to see everything else that's in there that we don't know about yet. As well as should be a huge Legend of Destruction or Legacy of Destruction reveal week as well. So ton of stuff coming. I will keep you updated on anything that drops, so subscribe to the channel for that and reviews on any new cards. But yeah, I'm out of here for today. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you in the next video. Peace.